Are Alton Towers actually going to be getting an RMC? This is a fan favourite coaster manufacturer, and many UK coaster enthusiasts have wished one of their coasters would go to Alton Towers for many years now, but also most fans thought would be impossible for a number of reasons. However, in a very recent video uploaded to YouTube by Merlin Backstage, there is now major hints and possibilities that Alton Towers' next coaster may actually be an RMC. Welcome to Coasternaut, and if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and subscribe for future updates and news on Alton Towers and other theme parks in the future, including what could be coming next to Alton Towers for their next coaster. For those of you who don't know what an RMC coaster is, RMC is short for Rocky Mountain Construction, an American manufacturer known for its large thrill coasters, specifically hybrid coasters and their innovative single rail Raptor coasters. These coaster models are fan favourites amongst enthusiasts, with all of their coasters typically ranking very highly amongst enthusiast lists of their best coasters and credits. RMC coasters are known to be extremely intense and full of some of the best airtime in the world, with whippy transitions and insane forces and inversions. As a coaster enthusiast, there is a collective want to get an RMC coaster to the UK, as it would most likely become the best coaster in the country. Now, the smallest RMC coaster is 100 feet tall, which is tied with the Joker at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom and Storm Chase at Kentucky Kingdom. And Alton Towers, for those of you who don't know, can't build their attractions above the tree line, and as such, even the smallest RMC coaster would likely be too tall for Alton Towers, even if they dug another massive trench for the coaster to sit in like they did with Nemesis or the Smiler. This is why it seems if an RMC was to come to the UK, it seems impossible for it to come to Alton Towers, even though this is the UK's flagship theme park. So let's get into the nitty gritty details then. What has suddenly happened to give enthusiasts hope that Alton Towers and the UK may finally get an RMC? Well, on the 16th of August 2023, on National Rollercoaster Day, Merlin Backstage uploaded a video to their YouTube channel titled Q&A feature with John Burton, Theme Park Secrets Revealed. John Burton is the creative lead at Merlin Magic Making and is therefore heavily involved in future projects at Merlin Parks, including Alton Towers. So what did John Burton say that leads fans to believe an RMC is coming to Alton? We'll watch this short clip of the video uploaded to Merlin Backstage. John says, "So a lot of you have asked, when will we see an RMC design at the park? Can we cut the camera? We can't talk about anything potentially on the horizon." Now, if that's not a hint at an RMC coming to Alton Towers, I don't know what is. For those of you who don't know, Alton Towers' next coaster will most likely be in 2025. We don't know much information about its potential rise yet, or even if it's actually going to be a coaster project at all. Alton's last coaster addition was the GCI wooden coaster Wickerman in 2018, so the park is due its next coaster. Obviously in 2023, Nemesis is being completely retracked, which is a large expenditure for the park, but Alton Towers probably are still due their next major coaster addition within the next 2 or 3 years. Plans of a project called Project Horizon in 2025 have surfaced this year for Alton Towers, which so far show a large show building, as seen on screen here, behind the world of David Walliams and the Alton Towers dungeon. The former Alton Mouse coaster used to be on this site, and this corner of the park has been nicknamed Coaster Corner by fans of the park, which has fueled speculation that Project Horizon will be home to a new coaster, specifically an indoor coaster, which would fill a gap in Alton's coaster lineup, as they currently do not have an indoor coaster as part of their coaster offering. Now, going back to the video on Merlin Backstage, when John says we can't be talking about anything potentially on the horizon, he's obviously referencing the plans for Project Horizon, and he also gives the camera a cheeky side eye whilst taking a trip from an RMC branded cup. John is obviously a master of marketing and knows exactly what he's doing here, but it has worked up a lot of speculation and fanfare for this project and what could potentially be coming to the park in 2025. Project Horizon show building is very large and therefore is unlikely to be for anything other than a coaster, but a relatively large coaster could fit in this space and so would most likely be a family thrill coaster. A junior coaster would leave too much space in the building, I think, even with an indoor queue line, and it would probably be too hard to fit a massive complete thrill coaster in this space, so family thrill is probably the kind of coaster we can expect to see within the Project Horizon show building. So why would Project Horizon be home to an RMC coaster if they only do large, thrilling hybrid and wooden coasters? Well, as you just saw on the screen a minute ago, recently RMC have unveiled a family thrill coaster model using their trademark iBox steel track on wooden supports to provide an entry-level coaster for the young thrill seekers that still offers some more thrills and forces than most family coasters on the market usually do, such as the Gravity Group Family Woodies or some of the Intamin or Zamperla family coasters. One of these models would be a world first, which Alton and Merlin love to do. Just look at Oblivion, the Smile and Galactica as examples of world's first rides to come to Alton Towers. This ride would also be a perfect addition to the park and would likely fit inside a show building too, which would align with Project Horizon's plans. Now, what do you think about all of this speculation? I believe John could be teasing the enthusiasts a bit and trying to wind up the fans of the park. However, I don't understand why they would do that. As working in the lead design, he will know what UK fans are desperate for. He will know, he would probably done many different marketing campaigns and polls online, and he'll be able to know that fans are desperate for RMC coasters come to the UK and specifically come to Alton Towers, and therefore that is why in this video he probably referenced the question of building an RMC. He knows it's something that fans are desperate for. So I can't see why he would reference it in this video and tease it to such an extent, when if they were to then go and build potentially a coaster as part of Project Horizon, which didn't live up to what a family thrill RMC coaster could bring, I think it would actually let a lot of fans down. You know, there was a lot of hype when 13 was built, and that didn't live up to expectations, and now 13 isn't exactly one of the most favourite coasters in the park. I think, you know, it would potentially go down badly if they started to tease this RMC coaster more and more, and then it ended up being something different to that. You know, online, the current speculation regarding Project Horizon was that it would be another Intamin multi-dimension coaster, which is similar to 13. You know, coaster types out there like this would be something like Studio Tour at Movie Park Germany, or in the same park at Movie Park Germany. It could potentially be something like a Ghost like a bobsled coaster, such as Van Helsing's Factory. And these coasters would be good for Alton Towers, but you know, people love RMC. It is considered probably to be the best coaster manufacturer out there right now, and I think a family hybrid thrill coaster would be a perfect fit for Alton's lineup. You know, if you look at the other family coasters at Alton, you know, Alton do need more family thrill coasters, with Spinball, Whizzer and 13 really being the only family thrill coasters at the park. And many people believe Spinball Whizzer will be the next coaster to be removed from Alton to create a CBeebies world expansion, and therefore, you know, we may lose one of the family thrill coasters at Alton within the next few years anyway. As I said before, 13 isn't exactly one of the most popular coasters at the park, so this is sort of a gap that the park could fill, and therefore, you know, imagine all the branding that Alton could do as well. They love to advertise their world's first. Look at Oblivion, the world's first dive coaster, the Smiler, the world's first 14 inverting coaster, Galactica, or Air, when it first was added to the park, the first world B&M flying coaster. Being able to market the world's first RMC family thrill coaster, the world's first indoor RMC, you know, this would be great marketing for the park. So after starting to tease this, I can see this being the next parks edition, but please let me know in the comments down below what you make of all of this. Is an RMC finally coming to the UK? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If this is the RMC that's coming to the UK, are you disappointed that it's not going to be one of their large hybrid thrill coasters, or potentially one of the single rail Raptor coasters? What do you make of all the speculation down below? If you did enjoy today's video, please like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you all for watching.